Good morning, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here today. This time, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Clerk Barger.
Master Combs.
Here.
Master Barger.
Here.
Master Tudor.
Here.
Master Botkin.
Here.
Judge Taylor.
Here. At this time, I'd like to invite Brother Wayne Dunn from White Lake Baptist Church to come up and lead us in a word of prayer, please.
Let me pray together. Our Father, we thank you first of all because that we are never outside of your presence. We ask, Lord, that you would touch in this meeting, that you would be present in a very real way. Lord, we pray that, Lord, we gratefully acknowledge the fact that, Lord, that we are responsible to you. And Lord, we just ask that you would bless this group and this activity. Lord, we do ask, Lord, that we do say thank you for those that do pray and continue to pray, those that are in leadership positions, those that are elected officials. And Lord, we do pray that you'd bless their families, that you'd bless them and all of their activities. And Lord, we do pray that in their responsibilities you'd give them wisdom and understanding. And Lord, that it may be written somewhere in your record that while they served, that they did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. Just bless all the proceedings here today, that your will be done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Tom, if you will, lead us in the pledge, please.
I'll stand, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tom. Guys, at this time, y'all have had a chance to look over the minutes from the previous meeting. Need a motion and a second to approve those.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Treasurer's report will be at the next meeting. First order of business today is an appointment to the Madison County Tax Assessment Board. I want to thank, anytime y'all see Will Sharp, thank him for his service, but he had to step down because he's actually going to be out of town during the tax appeals week this year. And so it's my recommendation to the court to appoint Clinton Allen to the Madison County Tax Assessment Board, and this is the fiscal court's appointment. So I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
If there is no discussion, please call the roll.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to have Scott Shepherd come up and recommend to the court 2 new hires for the road department.
The first person we would like to recommend is for a truck driver general labor, and the board has met. We would like to recommend Mr. Andrew Woolham. Mr. Woolham is previously worked with DNR Deliveries. He has a Class A CDL driver's license. He has had some snowplow operators experience, backhoe experience, and dump truck operator. His starting pay would be $13 per hour.
Judge, I move that we hire Andrew Willem as a truck driver. What class is that? He's got a CDL license?
Yes, he has CDL Class B.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes.
The next recommendation we'd like to make is for a service and parts manager. This position was vacated when Paul Seifert retired. We're kind of going about it a different way and breaking the position up into 2 positions. But we would like to recommend Mr. David Keene as our new service and parts manager. He's previously worked at Madison County Ford as service and parts manager. He has a bachelor's in business and technology from Eastern Kentucky University. He does have a Class A CDL license and has had experience working on equipment and machinery. Our beginning salary for Mr. Keene, we recommend $42,000 a year.
Upon your recommendation, so moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Barger? Yes. Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
When will he start, Scott?
Going to start tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so he'll make the training then.
That's correct.
Good.
Guys, this time, I need a motion and second to go into executive session to discuss a legal matter.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Yeah, we'll go in this conference.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Guys, obviously, we were in executive session. No action was taken at this time. Next on the agenda is comments from the department heads, and that is Mr. Clay Hamrick, our golf pro at Battlefield Country Club.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. For all the good fortune that we've had in April, May is proving to be off to a rough start. So, the first 10 days, the weather's been a little cantankerous, but we hope to have a strong close to the month. Just want to go over some of the financials where we are year-to-date, if I may. I'm sure you all have the April report, and I'm pleased to report from the revenue standard, we're $56,781 ahead, year on top of year-to-date. We had a wonderful April. We made almost $14,000 in April, bottom line. That's net dollars. So I was very pleased with that. Expenses been held to a very as I would say, on budget standard. And I do expect the golf course budget to come in on budget for the year. And I also expect us to accumulate the budgeted dollars from the revenue side as well. So from a financial perspective, we're doing very well, and for the year, we're going to be on plan, as I'd like to call it, and I'm very pleased to have the amount of revenue generation for the year that we have had. We've already had quite a few events this year, and I'm pleased to say this year we will begin the first annual Roy and Sue Kidd Foundation Golf Tournament, and that will be September the 9th. So Coach Kidd has graciously selected our venue for that, our course. He lives at Battlefield Golf Club, so we're going to have that event, and I'm very excited about it. We've put together a good team, and we expect to have a very nice event this year. We do have a tournament about once a week from here until the end of October on every Saturday, many Sundays, and a few Fridays. We have a very, very active season upon us. Our seniors were this morning. We had 28 players this morning. And our men's league is on Thursday evenings at 5:30. So we're still waiting on all of you to come play. Clerk Barger, we're waiting on you to come out and make your inaugural visit this year. And Judge Taylor will start his lesson series, I think it was Monday of next week, so we're looking forward to that. We'll look for that when Mr. Combs comes by, right, Mr. Combs?
Do you have lights? Do you have
Yes,
lights
we
up
do
out
have
there?
lights.
Because
We do,
I
yeah.
think we're scheduled at 1 a.m.
That's right, that's right.
That's what we're charging admission for, isn't it?
That's exactly right. On one note that I'm really proud of, when you have a daily fee golf operation like we do, where we are open to the public, we do have membership opportunities at Battlefield Golf Club where you pay an annual fee for the year. I'm pleased to report that our membership revenue for the period last month was $16,500. That's where folks have come out and committed to play at our place for the year, which is a testimony to what I believe that the facility has become and will continue to become. And with the support of the fiscal court, allowing us to make improvements year on top of year at a very gradual pace and using our capital dollars wisely. that is the best way to improve your facility long-term, doing little things to the asset that we can do every year. I'd like to thank the road department. Our Madison County Road Department is so responsive in helping us do things in-house. And it's the best way to use our dollars. And we have from what I understand and from what I've seen, a very expert crew that comes out and does the things that are very necessary for us to make those improvements for little cost. I want to thank Scott for that help, and I want to thank everybody at the road department for that. Other than that, that's just about all I have. That's short for me, so.
That's good.
I'll take questions. Yes, sir, I'm learning.
You come a long way in a year's
I'm coming a
time.
long way.
I
Yeah.
saw you had a big problem mowing because of the rain, had you?
Yeah, the first 10 days,
How many steps?
the first 10 days, it's been a challenge. We've had rain 7 out of the first 10 days out there.
Clay, on that golf tournament, Roy Kid, you going to be an annual thing on that, or?
Oh, we're going to try. You know, Coach Kidd's, he is increasing in age each year, and he's always wanted to do this, and he's always wanted to increase the dollars for his scholarship fund, something that he's passionate about. And Sue Kidd, one of the best people I know and have ever known, she's very passionate about it as well. So we're going to try to do this as long as Coach Kidd wants to do it. Yes, sir.
Have you thought about inviting former players under Coach
That's the
Kidd?
goal. The first day I reached out to a lot of the former players that I know. We had several players say, "Count me in," the very first day. So that's the goal, is to try to come up and bring as many of the players back as we can, and to put more kids in school. That's what Coach Kidd wants to do.
That's good.
Thank you.
Last April must have been pretty bad. If
Well, I-
it's 50% better this year.
Well, I have some numbers. I think I've spoken about this before. We devised a weather rating system about 9 years ago, to where we assign numeric values for our weather on a daily basis. We track it every single day. And, you know, our weather in April of 16 was 60% better than it was in 15. So when you have that type of opportunity, you know, that's why we accumulated $17,568 more dollars in revenue year on top of year. And so if we get the weather, our golf course is going to do very well financially if we get the weather. And you know, we have fixed as many costs as we can. We have a few variable costs that we can pull back on, but we know where our money is going. And as I've said many times, we don't waste money at the golf course.
Clay, you do a good job.
Well, I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for that.
Thank you all.
Anything else? Appreciate it, Clay. Thanks for being here today. You know, I skipped right over my judge's report, didn't I?
It's not real important, is it?
Huh?
Is it important?
I'll just go back and pick it up, you know?
Never too late, is it?
Just want everybody to know that we took over Will Green Lake, Operation Will Green Lake as of Sunday. Want to thank Scott Tussey and Scott Shepard and the guys that went out and sort of made some changes to it on Saturday. They worked a long day. Job very, very well done. I appreciate both of you for your service out there. Just want to let everybody know the marina is closed. The boat ramp, the fishing is still on, just like it always has been. You can fish, basically go down there 24 hours a day if you want to fish. So update there. Madison County versus the City of Richmond in a blood drive is Wednesday, May 11th. It's tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. First Christian Church Fellowship Hall on West Main Street. Remember, all of our staff, if we can, we need to go and donate blood. All the magistrates that are able and can.
I'll be there.
You'll be there? All right. Clerk Barger? Good. All right, good deal. So last year was our first year we did this challenge, and we actually won last year, and so we hope to keep that tradition going. Let's see, Madison Southern 2016 graduation will be Friday, May the 20th at 7 p.m. at EKU's Alumni Coliseum. Model Labs graduation will be Friday, May the 20th at 7 p.m. at 7 p.m. as well, and that's at the EKU Center for the Performing Arts. So maybe good luck finding parking. There's places there. Madison Central's graduation is Saturday, May the 21st at 11 a.m. at Alumni Coliseum. Berea Community School's graduation is Friday, May the 27th at 7 p.m. At the Seabury Center at Berea College. The Richmond Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament will be Monday, May the 23rd at Arlington, beginning at 8:30 a.m. Contact the Richmond Chamber of Commerce for more details. And then always remember that our farmers markets are all starting to be open, whether that's in Berea and Richmond. So great people out there at those events. And that's all I have. Comments from magistrates? Mr. Larry Combs?
I really don't have anything, Judge. I wish it would dry up a little bit to help everybody, especially in their gardens, and it's getting just about hay time, John, and I don't know if we'll ever get it cut or not. I guess we'll watch it up. About all we can do, but I don't have anything. I want to thank you for getting the budget to us ample time, and I had some questions. You've answered them, and I appreciate that, Judge.
Yep.
And I look forward to this coming year budget. I think we haven't voted on it yet, but I think it's a good one, although I will never agree with everything in it, and you probably don't either.
That's right.
And none of us do, but we do the best we can. As I said in our last meeting, we were talking about insurance. I'm not worried about myself, but I want the best we can get for our employees, because after all, that does keep our employees. If it wasn't for the benefits, we'd have a hard time hiring people. And like Bud said, we're pretty generous. And I'm glad we're able to be that way. And I want to thank the city of Berea for letting us use this facility. And I'm just glad to be here.
Glad you're here, buddy. Raj?
All I got is just a reminder to all the people that drive their roads, that our road department's out mowing, repairing the roads, and just be careful and watch out for them, because they're trying to do their job best they can without getting run over. And if anybody watches the news, you see from time to time a road worker, state, federal, whatever, gets hit and killed or terribly injured. As well, we have a lot of groups out picking up trash, and the little roads that they're on are narrow, and these people are not, as mindset is to not watch for the traffic. They think everybody should, watch out for them if they don't do it. You got to really be careful when they've got the safety vest and stuff on. That's what doesn't matter. Sometimes people take their eyes off the road and don't know where they're going. So just want everybody to be careful. That's all I got.
Thanks, Raj. John?
I'd just like to mention that the Telford YMCA hosted a well-benefit dinner last night to help support the Y out there. We had a good turnout. Fanny Rice was recognized for her many, many years on the board and all that she does out there. Also, Peggy Rice was mentioned for her support there. Coach Easton's new football coach, Mark Elder, was a speaker there last night, so we all got to meet him and get introduced with him. Look forward to a good season at EKU football. The Y is such a great program. It offers programs from almost newborn or very small children all the way up to elderly children and senior citizens. So please, if you can, support the Y and get involved out there. It's so many activities that they host, and it's such a good community organization there that so many good things go on out to Y. One other announcement I'd like to make is on May the 18th, it's been rescheduled from the 17th to the 18th. The Madison County Planning and Zoning will host a hearing in the Fiscal courtroom in Richmond Courthouse, Madison County Courthouse, to discuss the changes in the land use regulations, specifically the regulations of the natural gas pipeline, hazardous liquid pipeline, and the compressor station located in Madison County. That includes the repurposing of the Tennessee Gas Kinder Morgan pipeline project and the compressor station on Hackett Pike. So that's open to the public. There's going to be some decisions made there, and upon the planning and zoning recommendations, they will bring those to fiscal court and we'll act on those. So that's a meeting you need to be aware of.
What time is it? Regular meeting time?
6 p.m., May the 18th.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday night. So
Okay.
that's a public announcement. That's all I have, Judge.
Thanks, John, appreciate it. Tom?
Well, I would just merely like to echo what you were saying earlier down at Will Green. I was down there at noon, and Scott and two guys from maintenance were down there, and they were just hard at it, making braces and brackets to shore up the dock down there. And I came back by later at 6:30, and they were still down there working at it. So they had a really long day, but that's all secured. And the smaller dock there where they were launching boat, that's now been taped off because we had some faulty boards, and someone actually broke through one of them there on Saturday. And I understand we're going to try to make some repairs to that one and get it back up and going again. So we certainly appreciate your all's work. We know it was a long day, but we appreciate it. Road department is out and going, and so like they said earlier, just be cautious of those folks. And merely, if you need anything else from me, you can reach me at 200-9765. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Tom. Mark, you got anything?
Not to steal the clerk's thunder, but vote weeks from today,
Yep.
right?
Absentee closes tomorrow to receive your application, and then we're voting walk-in absentee up to the day before the election.
What percentage you figure?
It's hard to tell, Mark and I were talking about earlier, but
30?
if the folks that show up in the Republican caucus show up again in this primary to vote, we're going to have a high turnout. But that's still up for debate because we're in fairly new territory here.
You just don't know what it was.
That's right.
Thanks, guys, appreciate it. Comments from the audience?
Beware of people bearing gifts, a little bit of a light in here for you.
Thanks, sir.
Let me see, make sure I can hand out my other one. Here it is. Gentlemen, good morning. My name is Keith Everett. I'm a firefighter and a treasurer with the Red Lick Volunteer Fire Department. What I wanted to do was to come, since we do receive money from you each year, wanted to show you that we are using it to the best of our ability. That way you will have no problem supporting the 5 volunteer fire departments in this county. I only speak for Red Lick, though. In our fire departments, we always start, and I noticed that you did give safety briefings, road, docks that are breaking through. So we, as firefighters, we try to always give a safety briefing. My safety briefing is that you always keep a light with you. That way, if you're in a building that doesn't have emergency lighting and power goes off, or you're going to your car at the middle of the night and you drop your keys. So we go over this every meeting with our firefighters. We have not had an injury at Red Lick for more than 10 years that has required more than just a Band-Aid. So that's why we do that. One of the things, I've given you a packet. In that packet, I wanted to kind of show you our assets. We have a fire department with 3 bays. We have 4 trucks, so one of them is parked sideways in the back. And we have a 48 by 40 foot training room. Our station is paid for. We have no debt at Red Lick right now. We tried that one time when we bought our air packs 10 years ago, and our chief had to sign, thus he was responsible for it, and most of our state aid money went to those air packs for 7 years, and everything else suffered. To be able to provide to the county, we have a 1999 brush truck with 7,000 miles. It has 2 foam containers. It's able to spray regular water. It has a great winch system. Also has basically sprayers on the bumper so that we can make a spray through a field if we need to, trying to protect houses. We have a 1998 E1 engine, a 1,250-gallon pump, 1,000 gallons of water it holds. It also has a deck gun. We also have a 2,800-gallon tanker, 1998. It has about 24,000 miles on it. It's a converted crane truck is what it is. And we've got a forestry 1985 military
brush truck, which still works well, has a 9-gallon or 9 horsepower pump on it, and pumps about 300 gallons of water and can really get up in the woods when we need it. So these are the assets that we bring to the county with that. On the next page is our estimated budget, which we will vote on next month as a department whether or not to accept this. Our income, we figure, will run between $29,000 to $34,000 a year, depending upon our fundraising. We get $16,000 from the county, which is very well needed. Thank you very much. We get $8,250 from the state, which is always iffy, because we have to keep more than half of our members with 150-hour certification, plus we have to show the state where our money went, or that next year's check will not be there. We usually can almost always raise $5,000 in basically fundraising. The Waste Management Department, which has that program, has been a godsend over the last several years. Not only do we get money with no overhead risk of bad weather, a music festival being rained out or something like that, but my guys get their exercise, they get to know the roads, we know every ditch, and plus we get a cleaner place to live in. So please support that program. It has really been, and they've been really good to us. As you can see, right now, just our average yearly thing is about $27,000 a year. That includes the training, because we have to get these new members at least 150 hours in those first 2 years or they become a deficit to us. So that's been pretty much the average. If we needed to, sometimes we get by on $24,000, but sometimes something happens and we've got to spend $36,000, and I'll go over that for you in just a minute. On our next page, I had given you our banking summary for the year. Our total income last year was $73,000. Whoa, that sounds wonderful. Why is that? Because Chief Wayne Adams and myself have been able to write for more than $400,000 in grants in the last 9 years through FEMA, state, and some private organizations. If I truly take away one of the things is that in the road department pickup, let me find that, we made $8,852. But actually all of that was not ours. What we have done is we have teamed up with the Madison Southern High School Band. What we have done is we've had them come pick up roads for us. Thus we provide them with protection, vest, supervision. We can, now that they're working for us, we can also sign off their community hours for them, for their seniors. And we also introduce them to the fire department, which has brought us one of our junior firefighters, which I'll cover in a moment. But in reality, we only brought in $33,900. If we took off the charity, we also had a little accident at the station, so this year we got $9,000 in insurance reimbursement because we had to replace a door. We also got back $2,500 from the state, because we write for the forestry grant each year for $5,000 for equipment. And so we get that $2,500 that came back from last year's funds. And we ended up with a grant for new PPE, which is $2,000 a piece. The amount we received was $23,800. The fire department spent $36,000 on that equipment. I went for a micro grant. FEMA has changed some of the rules. And I've got a DUNS number in the SAM system with a cage number, and I'm also a non-taxing Kentucky state government special entity. So you're speaking to the state here. Okay, sorry about that. Heads no longer inflated. Okay. And so in reality, what Red Lick truly brought in last year was $33,900. It was actually a very good fundraising year. Our expenses was $76,999. But if we took off the charity, the $6,000 we put into the station from the insurance reimbursement and the $23,800, we actually spent $34,125. So we almost broke even last year. So, we spent $42,000. So, and most of that was the $11,000 that came out of our general fund for this equipment. We were able to buy 20 new sets of gear because when our equipment becomes 10 years old, we no longer meet FEMA specs. If one of our firefighters die in a fire, he doesn't get any insurance. I've got to be able to show the inspector when they're looking at his body, they're going through that equipment, that it's less than 10 years old. So that's one of the reasons that we did that, and we have saved and been able to put away that $11,000 that came out of our general fund. We've also been able to put away $12,000 into CDs this year. The reason for that is I just lost an engine in my 1994 Mustang 3.8, $4,000 to replace. I lose an engine or a transmission in one of those 18-year-old trucks, I'm talking $12,000, $16,000. So you see, Red Lick is truly trying to come up with a plan. Now, part of that plan, as I'll go to the next thing, is we are in the best financial shape we've ever been. We are no longer passing the hat to get fuel to put in the engine to run next week. We used to do that. Right now, though, to replace in 10 years in 2026, to replace a 28-year-old tanker, a used one, I'm guessing around $250,000. None of you know what a new fire truck costs, do you? Oh, okay. So we're on the same page. And to replace a 28-year-old pumper, $250,000. To replace a 27-year-old brush truck, $100,000. This gear will need to be replaced in 10 years. I guess it will cost us around $69,000. I have 10-year-old SCBAs that we go into environments that are immediately hazardous to life and health. They have come up with new specs. I have a grant written right now. I hope to get that grant. But to replace those SCBAs that would be 19 years old in 10 years would be $81,000. And I figure somewhere along the line that station is going to need $20,000 worth of maintenance over the next 10 years. So for Red Lick to be at the same level it is right now in 10 years, I've got to figure out how to come up with $770,000. You know, so that is what the chief and I and the board and the members are working on. So I figured I'd just give you that heads up so you guys can think ahead a decade from now. And like I said, we have a wonderful chief who knows these rules and regulations, who is also a great grant writer. He's also the assistant chief at the Bluegrass Army Depot. So we get trained at a different level than a lot of volunteers. Tonight, we are also going to train with Waco. We have state-level instructors coming in. We are inviting all of our members, because Waco is coming to our station. We're going over there to get state level. I believe we're doing ventilation tonight to get these members not just local training, but state level training. Okay. Now, like I said, we're a special purpose entity with the state. And please stop me if somebody has a question, because I know I'm going quickly. I'm a little nervous in this environment. Had to pay $25 again this year to be part of the state, so that's nice. We've gone over the pictures. I wanted to let you know that we have approximately 35 members. Out of that 35 members, 20 are true volunteers who are not members as paid at other departments, so they get a little extra training. But we had over 7,000 training hours last year at Red Lick Volunteer Fire Department. Okay, and you know, and many of the true volunteers have more than 100 hours a year. So these gentlemen, and what we want to do this for is the fact that right now, more than 19 people who have come through and gotten all or part of their training at Red Lick are now paid firefighters. 2 of them right now, I believe, are with Berea. You know, and one of those was one of our cadet firefighters that used to be with the Boy Scouts. We now have a junior firefighting program, which goes through the State Fire Commission, which then adds certain rules and regulations, and we ever get a junior firefighter hurt, one of us could go to prison. So you see, there's a certain responsibility that we're taking on as a fire department when we're doing this, but my fire department is dying. We do not have the volunteer spirit of the last 4 decades, and so we are doing everything we can to show these people coming in, I want my true volunteers, but we can give you a job. Stick with us for 2 years, put a little extra in, you will be qualified to be hired at Lexington as a firefighter if you work with us. So that's what we're trying to do. At Red Lick, we also have 4 members that are CPR instructors, first aid instructors, and we have one of them is actually to train the trainer. We have 2 level 1 fire instructors. We have a level 2 fire instructor who is also with the Department of Defense as a trainer for NIMS 3 and 400. That's the level for National Incident Management System that can run something like a Katrina. So the amount of training and experience that Red Lick has for a small fire department is really amazing. Most of our members have hazmat, awareness and operation. More than half of our members have 150 to the 400 certification. I have 400. We received last year a grant for $38,000, which we bought the brush truck for. We also have the 1985 brush truck. The reason I'm bringing this up, you guys are seeing Canada burning. Now, we don't have the trees that Canada does or the brush that California does, but we catch 6 or 8 weeks of nothing but dry weather, a 20-mile-an-hour wind. Red Lick can be burning. I don't have enough men to stop it. I've got enough equipment that we have gotten from the Kentucky Forestry to outfit 4 teams of 7 to be cutting 2 fire lines. I've only got enough members to cut 1 fire line. In other words, I don't have the manpower to truly, without people coming in, to be able to stop a major fire in Red Lick anymore. And because we have members, but you have to be in a certain shape to be able to spend 6 to 8 hours in those mountains carrying gear. And some of our members are not. So that's why we're limited. Okay, I wanted to let you know our department is not a good old boy system. We still have 1 female firefighter. We are looking for other female firefighters. We are open to anybody who wants to train. If you're physically not able to pull a hose into a house because of lack of strength or maybe your size, we have other jobs for you, and we can still make you a firefighter. And you show up on a fire scene, we will have another job for you. So there should be no reason why any person in this community should not come out and at least spend a day in training with us and find out what we're about. And the thing is our mission is not about us, it's about the community, and that's what we're trying to do. The other thing is, I'm going to bring up Kroger's. Last year we brought in $149 from the community service that they have, their community rewards. I would recommend that everybody who listens to this, if you shop at Kroger's, go to their community rewards, pick out one of our local charities. I hope it's Red Lick. And it doesn't affect your reward points at all, but Kroger sends me a check every quarter because we shop at Kroger's, and that helps Red Lick. So please do that. Like I said, with this junior firefighter program, our 1 junior firefighter is a 3rd-generation firefighter family. I believe he's going to make a career of it. In November or October, he turns 18. I can then actually use him in a house fire. Until then, we cannot expose him to an environment that's immediately hazardous to life or health. But then we have a slot for 2 more, and we're looking for the right 2 junior firefighters who would like to make a career out of firefighting to come down to our station, sit in, get to know us. We'll watch and see if you show up. We'll get to know you. We'll know that you're going to be the right person to bring into the program. Basically, that is it. I went through kind of quick. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about Red Lick?
What is the age limit?
Well, age limit is really 14 to 18, but since we only have picked 2 slots, we would prefer a 16-year-old or older. But if the right 15-year-old or 14-year-old walked in there, believe me, they'll be looked at, because this present junior firefighter he will turn 18, spend another year in high school, probably go to EKU. We will probably have that young man from anywhere from 2 to 5 years before he takes a paid job somewhere. That's what we're looking for too, is not only, but that junior firefighter, he turns 18, all of his training hours, boom, goes into the computer system, and this one will probably have his 150. He will immediately be certified with us.
Is that in the surrounding area around Red Lick or?
Oh, well, it's within, we'd like to have somebody living within 15 miles, that kind of thing. And they're a junior firefighter, in other words, they don't have to show up on fire scenes. And if they do, they have to stand back, and they are part of rehab. We cannot put them into any type of danger until they're 18. And then that changes. But that's what we have to do, is have that teenager who's willing to follow instructions, even though they're biting at the bit, they want to be in the fire, that they will stand back until they're 18, because we must protect them, thus we protect the department.
Well, you all sure make a difference in the ISO rating, I can tell you that.
And we wish we could do more. I would love to work with the chief on that, but we have no active hydrants. There's just nothing more. In fact, one of the things that happened, we had several residents along the Blue Lick area. Berea came to us, and they were actually changed over to their fire district so their ISO could lower from 9 to 10 to 6 to 10, because there's no way Red Lick running tankers without functioning hydrants in our area. I just can't see us ever being able to lower it, because if they came in to rate us, even if we brought every tanker in the county, the guy that does the inspection will say, that tanker just broke down, you don't have it anymore. What are you going to do?
You got plenty of pressure, but you don't have the volume.
You're right, we don't have the volume. We'll suck the lines out of the ground if I try to pump off of those
Because
4-inch
there's more
lines.
pressure down there than there is anywhere.
Right.
It's not the volume.
Yeah, 4-inch lines, we'll pull them out of the ground.
You
So-
all do a good job. I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you very much.
I certainly commend you there for being proactive and trying to solve your own problems. I saw where you had just received $880 there from the litter abatement program, which you split with Madison Southern, is that correct?
Yes, and we have another group that's asked to join us also, another group from the high school here in Berea. And so we're looking at that also.
Well, that's good. With that $1,000, you only need $249,000 more. You got the truck problem solved.
That's true. I've never thought of it that way. I'm going to really be in
Drop
great
the bucket,
shape.
Tom.
But no, you're commended for being proactive in those things.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and one of the other things too, I just want to let you know, I am presently working at the D-Mill site. I have a great job. It has a wonderful salary. I has a wonderful future there. I am directly, as a nurse practitioner, got that job, I believe, because I am a firefighter with hazmat, with first response, because I had no occupational medicine background except for a few months that I was able to be hired there. And I believe that Red Lick directly has given me this job. So I am grateful for the Red Lick Volunteer Fire Department, and I am definitely grateful for the members who have been with me throughout the last 14 years.
I guess Wayne's easy to work for, isn't he?
Wayne is easy to work for, but when he's excited, you got to understand him.
Chief, do you have a certified CPR trainer?
Yes, we do. We just had one certified within the last 6-8 months.
Should we need one, there's opportunity that we can share resources. It's good.
I'd just like to say we appreciate your service and your volunteer work out there to Red Lick, and, you know, the community would be really in bad shape without fire support out there. And just, it sounds like a good program you have to offer young people that are willing to go into that type of work also. It's a good stepping stone for them, and appreciate that, all that you do out there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
you being here today.
Appreciate y'all.
Next on the agenda is to pay the claims and approve the transfers. At this time, I need a motion and a second.
So move.
There is no discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes?
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Just Taylor?
Yes. Next court date is Tuesday, May the 24th, 2016 in Richmond. Again, that's be 2 weeks from today, May the 24th, 2016 in Richmond. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Just Taylor?
Yes. Thank y'all for being here today.